Ati former kwa babadale update TV ni semester senada oba channel iswa na wahiti adoma no subscribe semi drop in the latest news bia obeje bre na so onsa etumi akabi na me bora ensem ni modia te yes see the Chief Justice Torkornoo say High Court ebesamon maame no ni nyina ye ne nsem ya na no obekeka ye maame na no ayens ayasem pa o eya koyese wo mu mutu ni fo mo be maame ni bia no enyam nyansasem bia mo de maame no nze maame no so ese anje minim so emotional trauma mu sidi o ne nsem o keken nyina ahwe bedrum ebinum bia ebeland because say no omo chese High Court ensamo maame no ne nyina ye certain contempt ni neme bia odi agu eye aban no ho ne eye Judiciary no ho fi na ensem no ye mungram yentie emu ye ba dia card mu nsem nyina so bebrem
arrogant head
now say omo withdraw security ni ade for one ho nyina
look at the other me ba
no it shouldn't be
look at what he talks about he talks about the position as Chief Justice. Me as Chief Justice. 6 feet at last. Who are there now? They call. Who are now Chief Justice for Ghana? And I'm going to Chief Justice.
Chief Justice for my
it must get to you clear. The pension here monuments are now. Emma Unsem. And you are not the first person as Chief Justice who has been removed. If you don't know, let me remind you. Justice Seyaku Kosa. Are you any better person than that man? Yes. Kwame Nkrumah removed him when he failed to sentence the people who were
Seyaku Kosa.
Yes, Seyaku Kosa.
So social studies are now in history.
Gabi, I did all together.
Fantastic.
I know Aku Kosa. I know the grandson who is a lawyer, a competent lawyer.
It was a Chief Justice. And yesterday, where your first time, man, you're a Chief Justice.
It cannot be true. She comes from Winnipeg. Aku Kosa comes from Winnipeg. Aku Kosa comes from Winnipeg. She should know
the same place.
Yes, where she comes from.
Thank you.
Aku Kosa was removed. Say Aku Kosa.
Fantastic.
I know the grandson. I'm saying he's an effective lawyer in town today.
More fire.
Giving many people legal services. Highly
them.
intelligent person. And look, the reason for the in-camera hearing, you have broken it. The Article 146.2, you are in breach of the 1992 Constitution, madam. You are in breach of it. You have come to tell us the story as pertains in the in-camera hearing. We don't want to listen. The state does not want us to listen. That is why the state shelved it from us in this article. And there's a reason to it. You have broken the trust of the people. Courting public sentiment. Yes. Now yet certain committee yet was in the middle of it. Who appear about who challenging committee no who to I am Pierre. Look at the hatred and venom coming from your mouth against Gabriel Palmwine Scott. What I mean the chairman of the committee. Look at how the words that came out of your mouth to describe
useless statement.
To describe Gabriel Palmwine Scott. How and why? That's hatred. And then one of your vilifiers, I say so because you call them vilifiers, Daniel Ofori, who has a case against you. That man, look at the words you used to describe him. Mami, officer Ubro, and you've got to do a press conference.
What?
This is what I call press theatrics. Theatrics of the press. Me yesterday I didn't watch. Me who do say? Ikwalakwe wo be fie ko mu dum TV no. Wo imamu ni ade, mu dum TV no so onu ni e
nonsense.
Yankopon emre times really told
the
Bogabi, look,
waste of
this is a clear case of what I call a brazen orgy of a facade to court public sentiments. Na nie we ono ka so tim na na se o se be ya de na du no, e de na nusuo no mu. What say?
Kura wo da nsuo ma.
Pray biom. Nti na wie ya ba. Nti so pray. No do obi akọ. She's clutching onto straws on high oceans. Waka. Yes,
fidie na yi no.
Ayi no. Nti Bogabi 146 na. 146 na. Yes, that is it.
Edi salo to se ko ye.
146 na.
James are prepared.
We see 146 na.
James aya boss man any appear here.
Bogabi, yesterday it was a cacophony of unredeemed noises coming from that Torkornoo woman. Tell her that I said so. So the law is the law.
She's nobody.
Is the law.
She's nobody.
She has been caught up in
suspended.
Yes.
Quiet.
You call those times.
Be quiet.
that there were cacophony of noises.
Be quiet
today. Look at you.
House of Folk, you must say, be quiet and don't be silly.
Madam Torkornoo, listen.
Fantastic.
The law is ahead of you.
Yes.
You rather went to learn the law. So the law is far ahead of you, and there are people who know the law better than you. You are put in your position not based on merit, but by political partisan coloration. And today it is clear. You sit with those people who appointed you at your press conference. They are the people who are running around you. A former attorney general is your lawyer. So everybody has seen your partisan coloration. Indeed, you could not be Chief Justice. Indeed, you cannot be Chief Justice as partisan as you have demonstrated even in recent times. So your suspension
spoke about
you will never come back.
About the judges.
That's Mugabe. That's what I want to tell you.
Shock.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Listen, Mugabe. Anybody who wants to clutch onto that history is a wicked person. Because you're not the one who was killed. You're not the one. Kojoje Japan was killed. FP Sarkodie was killed. And Justice Grantinado. And then Major Aqua, he was colonel. He was dropped to Major Aqua in the army because of the involvements in trying to overthrow a champion's government. That's what I heard. Mugabe, as some way see under Article Law 15 of the PNDC law, they set up a committee quickly, a special investigations board, and do a Justice Samuel Azukrab. If you know his name in legal history, go and find out. He was the former Chief Justice of Ghana. He was made to head the special investigations board to oversee the trouble that had come. It was on 3rd July that Rawlings 1982 was briefed. Quickly, when they set up the board, investigations started. And don't think that we don't know the history. People were arrested and brought before the court. Yes, you have Lance Corporal America and Lance Corporal Michael Senya, and then you have Johnny Jandu and Tony Teko, and then Joaquim Amate Kwe. These 5 people were brought and tried in the competent tribunal and sentenced to death. In the middle of the trial, America ran away. You can check in 1983, June 1983 breakout from this. He managed to run away. He ran away with Johnny Jandu and Tony Teko, but they were rearrested and brought back. But America got away. So those people were sentenced, and even when they were sentenced, former President Rawlings went to Joaquim Amate Kwe to hear his last words because of certain allegations that were going on around certain individuals that were close to Rawlings. I don't want to say this thing, but Mugabe, when Captain Kojo Chikata was about to pass on, he made a comment on air. He made a comment in the media that very painful comment. And I still share those sympathies that somebody who knew nothing about it. So Rawlings went to where Amate Kwe was to find out from him, finally, what the true story was. And indeed, people were indeed sent to prison. People were shot. Amate Kwe was killed by firing squad. So Mugabe, assembly in SCA, the SIB sat, they had their investigations, they prosecuted, and people were executed. It's 45 years or 44 years down the line when the judges were murdered. Why would anybody at this time try to clutch onto those straws? It's because they have belonged to that school of thought for a long time. And nobody has questioned them. The family of those affected, they must question this woman. You call up a Deuce Lodge, a horror center. A Deuce Lodge is part of the state's hotels commission. Go and find the state hotels and catering rest house. It was part of it. And up until today, it's close to the castle. That's where we host, our big presidents who you don't need to take them to the hotel. You understand? You have a vista, big vista that you. So a Deuce Lodge is not a trial center. Even your courts, you Madam Torkornoo, your courts that you presided over. When you get to Ghana courts, you are terrified. You enter any court and you have a matter with somebody, especially if it is criminal. You are terrified. Even your court environment, you couldn't change it. You are coming to tell us that a Deuce Lodge is what? You are talking about your uncle. You want to play on your uncle's death. And let me tell you something. I'll say it here now. Nobody hates
the time is now.
The time is now. Joaquim Amate Kwe, he was the personnel manager for Gihok. Joaquim, what's his name? Major Samakwa was the personnel manager for Gihok. And at the time, Gihok
give us the history,
they had gone on demonstration led by Joaquim Amate Kwe. And they were sacked. They ransacked Parliament of 5th June 1980, and they were all sacked. They went to court several times. So who sacked them? It was you, Samakwa, who sacked them. Then lo and behold, December 1981, there's a military coup. This guy also gets power. What do you think he'll do to you? If indeed he was the one who did it, what do you think he'll do to you?
The Edu Lodge facility that the hearings are being conducted in featured very prominently in the planning of the murder of judges on June 30th, 1981. And this can be read about in the special investigative report on that terrible event in our nation's history. It will be recalled that there was a Major Samakwa, a military officer who was killed with the 3 High Court justices, who was the director of human resource of Gihok. He was my uncle and my guardian when I entered the University of Ghana in September 1980. I was also living with him at the time he was abducted and murdered. Was Edu Lodge chosen for my inquiry to make me feel insecure? I think so. And I continue to hold the view that there's no reason why a judicial hearing is being conducted behind.
No, Alyssa, you know what? This woman is useless.
Yes.
And we shouldn't allow her to get nearer to that judiciary.
Suspended.
She's nobody.
No, not at all.
No, she's nobody.
6 feet.
But no,
does
he read at all?
Okay,
who commissioned Adus Lodge?
Is it not Nanado? Nanado ne refurbish or no commission here. So if it's a horror,
so
and then Nanado ne do horror now. She made a mistake in alluding to the
educate her.
30th June 1982, madam. It's not 30th June 1981. You're in a rush. And why do you want to clutch on that history? If your uncle was involved, are you your uncle? Are you your uncle? Do you know what? You think America, those in this smoke who went to pick the people up, you think they just went at gunpoint and they said, come and pass? I'm not tricking them. Say you're 2 Rollins. They have sacked Rollins. They have moved Rollins from where he is. So they need them to come and rationalize the state. So they even where they were at that position, they were coerced to follow up. One year two obi I see the deep power won't pay. I'm telling you, that's why one of the judges at that day he managed to run away. Justice at that day go and find out the High Court judge. He managed to run away when those people came because Mokachire say, mo open power. Na dey na mo pa ko di echire because who fear no yire. Why would you leave at that time in the middle of the night when you know there's a curfew? When people are looking for you, you're a senior person in the society. Why should you know there's a curfew in town?
NOPA.
There are some more catch wa. Ebi wo hono. Baku ni ku pie or catch ni ku say no, stay behind. I'll go with them. Then you catch na here in the day odi omochi. Sana remember no so e fear they told their wives to stay back. Then you catch omo. You catch omo say you 2 Rollins ago. So they knew those lawyers. I'm telling you, I spoke to a military person. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But I want to tell that part of the law. That part of the law. Say lawyers now. You want to hang on to this murder of the judges. You don't want to change the judiciary too. You don't want the judiciary to represent the people's interest. Now only but I date the unim. And then 26 June. And then 46 years I call farm for free. Ebe kuom wo teshi enu de yankan wasem na that jubilated on that day 46 years ago. He drank wine oboya onumunsa he drank allegedly. Yes. Napa see you kunkrofo. People were shot. At Tampon was shot 10 days earlier, and then those people were free far was brought all the 46 way. 46 exactly. I don't know why you brought me here today. 26 June. I don't know why. Today is exactly 46 years, and I want to remind everybody. I'm not part of your panel.
But did you ask me to bring you?
No.
But the angels.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Sir, they should know. And they should understand.
Why you are that is why you
time in details the story.
You are the deputy CEO.
Thank you. I take it. I take it. Yes.
Tobo. Yenti ensemo di kan editu dwa no.
Sir.
Okekan ye ni ade you do yenti bi.
Yenti kakra.
First one.
Fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to be here today to commission the renovated A.L. Edu Diplomatic Lodge, a facility that embodies the generosity, vision, and patriotism of one of Ghana's finest sons, Mr. Amishadai Larson Edu, A.L. Edu, as he was popularly known. Today, as we reflect on this exceptional project, we celebrate not only the physical edifice before us, but also the values and legacy of a man who dedicated his life to public service and diplomacy. Mr. A.L. Adu's contributions to Ghana and the international community serve as an enduring reminder of what one individual, guided by a sense of duty and love for his or her nation, can achieve. Mr. A.L. Adu was a trailblazer, a man who walked with humility and yet left indelible footprints. His service to the nation is a reflection of his belief that diplomacy is not just a profession, but also a calling to bridge divides, foster understanding, and create lasting change. His work reminds us all of the power of service, and his life is an example for this and future generations of Ghanaians to emulate. Ladies and gentlemen, this lodge is a gateway to possibilities. It has been designed to accommodate Ghanaian and foreign diplomats alike that can shape the future of Ghana and indeed of the world. With its 15 presidential suites, advanced meeting